absolutely no idea what to talk about. So we're gonna wait for that precious one viewer and get to that point. Um, God, what a shitty summer. I don't know about you guys. Um, this summer's been the worst. Um, what can I talk about off the top of my head? I really don't know. We got to have somebody in here to fucking get that shit going. What time is it? It's like 11:13. It's not that late. Eastern Standard Time. All you West Coast people are awake. Come on, you West Coast people. Where are you? Um, what's something fucking to talk about? God, I really don't know. Politics. You don't want to talk about politics right now. Like, that's so fucking retarded. You know, um, like politics have gotten dumber and dumber every 4 years. So we don't want to talk about that. Like, come on, somebody in the chat say something to talk about. Like, right? You know, because you want to talk about some fucking dumb mainstream shit. Like, man, I don't even want to go there. Like about politics and stuff. Like, come on, somebody just say a movie, say an old video, say something that we can talk about. That's not. Hey, do I like fishing? Yeah, sure. I like fishing. yeah. Give me more yes and no questions. Get a setup going for a podcast. Like, that's what this is. Like, I don't really want to talk about fucking machinima. Like, machinima shit is old. Like, I don't really want to have a podcast. So you want to fucking talk about podcasts, man? There's a fucking billion fucking podcasts out there. Why would I want to add to that? Or why would anyone want to add to that when everybody fucking tries to make their own podcast? Hardcore Henry, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. So we've had a question about fishing. We've had a question about making a podcast, which, sorry, that's fucking no. And then we've had a question about Hardcore Henry. I have no idea what that is. Yes, I know the machinima standing not included, but like, I don't know what you want me to say about it. You know? Yeah, we're talking about fish. Let's talk about fishing. Yeah, because that's what everybody on my fucking YouTube wants me to talk about is fucking fishing. Let's talk about goddamn fishing, because clearly that's what you come on my channel to talk about. And he loves carps. So, he says, Heather here, you clearly need a hobby and still cling to YouTube for whatever reason. Dude, I've had a channel since 2006, and it's almost 11:30 at night, and it's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Would you rather me jerk off in front of cam? Would you rather me fucking, I don't know, what do you want me to do at 11:15 at night? The people that say I clearly need a hobby. Like what like what hobby am I supposed to be doing at 11:15 at night? Like, can you tell me, please? Oh yeah, you're just doing YouTube for whatever reason. Yeah, that's because I've had a channel for over 15 fucking years, Heather, you fucking retard. Of course I come off as hostile because I get a question like your fucking question. Like, what do you want me to do? Instead of saying like what I shouldn't do, tell me what I should do. Like, I know in the last couple live streams I did like, let's talk about movies. You know, let's talk about, I don't know, something. But you're just like, oh, don't do this shit at all, man. Don't shoot. You shouldn't do this, man. But I'm not going to provide you any suggestions for what you should do, right? Like, this is what this fucking guy is saying. So, yeah, it's real nighttime hours. Like, if you're going to fucking complain about me talking about, like, some shit, like, give me something else to talk about. Instead of like, fucking fishing. Oppenheimer is too long, and it should have been edited down more. I think that's obviously, like, the common opinion for a lot of movies these days. Like, you can't have all of your movies be 2.5 hours. Like, you got to do something to cut that down. Like, I think half of the reviews I read about Oppenheimer are like this movie like dragged on for too long, and you need to find some way to bring it down from 3 hours or 2.5 hours to like a half hour less. And I think that's the same case with most movies. Like you could say that about that Batman movie. You could say that about the fucking Irishman. You could say that about a lot of people in movies. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not that hard to make your fucking super long movie 20 minutes shorter. That's my opinion. Um, hey, somebody, that's a good comment that I like. Thoughts about Scarface? So I think Scarface is a good movie, but unfortunately, I think that movie had the wrong director in Brian De Palma. I don't know how much you guys know about Brian De Palma, but he's made a number of clunkers and stinkers, and he did a good job on Scarface. Don't get me wrong, but like some of the other movies he did, it's just kind of like, like no, you know. But like Scarface, I think it's a classic, and like I think it's definitely like one of the better movies of all time. But you just had the wrong director and that sort of thing. Good question right here. What is your favorite Bond movie? Since we're talking about old movies, a Spaghetti Wizard, you're going to hate my answer, but like the first three Bond movies are probably the very best, and then like Skyfall. I don't know if we can count any of the Roger Moore movies. I don't think we can count any of the Timothy Dalton movies, but like you have Doctor No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and then like Skyfall. Like you really can't do better than those four. Somebody asked, "What about Reservoir Dogs?" Reservoir Dogs is a really fun little movie because like it's one of those classic movies that like takes place in obviously more than one set, but let's face it, the majority of that movie takes place in the fucking warehouse, right? Like Reservoir Dogs takes place in a fucking warehouse. And I think, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not a big fan of Tarantino anymore, but I think like that movie was like pretty spot on, and everything about it was like appropriate and not bad. Some of the like scenes in the movie that are like trying to overly explain the plot, like with the undercover cop character, that shit is kind of like it's too much. It's kind of too lame. But the rest of that movie is great. Like all the stuff with Steve Buscemi in Reservoir Dogs is like top notch. Like I think it's great. And then like the stuff with Mr. Blonde. Mr. Blonde is obviously, you can say whatever you want about Reservoir Dogs, but Mr. Blonde is like one of those characters in the movie that is kind of like top notch. Like, he's definitely like a memorable character. And same with, I guess, Harvey Keitel. I don't know if Harvey Keitel's a member. Like, who's the guy that plays Mr. Blonde? It's fucking Michael Madsen, who was later in Kill Bill. And I don't really like Kill Bill as much, but like I've watched Reservoir Dogs probably like 15 times. And this guy asked me about American Psycho. I don't like that movie. I don't really want to talk about that movie too much. I had a fucking girlfriend show me that movie thinking like, oh yeah, this is a great movie. But it's like, because it's a woman, I think like this movie's fucking shit. Like you're a woman. You don't know shit about movies. So yeah. It was also directed by a female director. So that should tell you everything you need to know about American Psycho. Like how many, like everybody in the chat, name one female director that was a good director. Like you can't name any of them. Do it, do it right now. Um, I really don't know much about the Alien movies, so sorry. Um, Instead of movies that you like, what's one that you really just hate? Oh, I can definitely think of. Oh, hold on. You got to give me a minute for that one. Um, a movie that instead of movies that I like, instead of movies that I hate, ooh, Fight Club. Fight Club. That's a great answer. Let's talk about Fight Club. I fucking hate Fight Club. It's that movie that everybody watched in high school that thought, like, oh, I'm cool for liking this movie. But, like, dude, this movie's fucking trash. There's got to be another movie besides Fight Club that I can think of. A movie that you think sucks, but everybody else thinks it's cool. Like, come on, there's got to be more than Fight Club. You got to give me a minute for this because I have to think about it. God, that's gonna be hard though because I think Fight Club is Dunkirk. Dunkirk is another good example. Like, Dunkirk is just like people drowning in the fucking water. The Room was, man, I can tell you this about The Room. Like, The Room came out in like 2003 or 2004, and nobody knew about it at that time. But I knew somebody on the GoldenEye Source forums from 2004, 2005 that told everybody about this. So we kind of were like one of the first people onto the scene. And because of that, like, we kind of were we were kind of like first to the scene. And, by the time it was like 2008, 2009, 2010, and people were finally discovering it, it's like, this is kind of fucking retarded, Like, I don't, you got to say more than The Room, because, like, The Room, like, it's so stupid that, like, Tommy Wiseau and his buddy Greg Sestero, like, fucking tried to make, like, a whole career out of that one movie. And they tried to, like, bullshit that by making, like, one or two movies, but, like, nobody gave a fuck about those one or two other movies that they made because their whole career was based off that one shitty viral what's the word for it, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. What would you call it? Like a god damn, I can't even fucking think of the word. It's been the same ever since I fucking did these streams. God damn it, somebody help me out here. Like, when a movie is only like liked by a small group of people and they watch it over and over again, that's called a what kind of movie? Anyways, somebody just talking about not a niche. It's not niche. It's god damn. I feel so stupid for not knowing this. No, nobody in the chat knows it either. Like Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski was called a blank kind of movie, or Rocky Horror Picture Show was called a blank kind of movie. A cult classic. Thank you, I'm tired. Thank you. Yes, it was called a cult classic. And honestly, I mean, you're probably like a big name movie if you were called a cult classic, but that's not the end all be all. Yeah, sorry, we're all fucking retards because it's fucking 11:30 at night, right? But I've already said what I thought about the Barbie movie. I think it's just like a bunch of viral trash. It's just like Joker. They have to post about it on social media for like a goddamn year, and that's the only reason why that movie is like something that got more views. Like, yeah, I agree. Joker was awful. Right? Like, Zachar, what movies do you want to talk about, man? That's all I really want to know about. Like, I mean, unless you want to talk about like some of the machinimas from the old days. Like, hey, somebody talk to me, even if it's not one of mine. Like, let's talk about like some of the old machinimas from the old days, man. Like, I got a lot of opinions. Like, I've told you before. Like Source Wars was one of the most favorite things I ever did. Source Wars 1, because I never had any stress at all making that video. I was talking about Con Air. Who the fuck cares about Con Air? And then somebody's talking about The Specialist. I don't know what do you want me to say about The Specialist, right? Like, so G-Man Squad was like just one of those things that was like every episode we made, it was like a very nerve-wracking experience because always, except for episode 1, there was a very good chance that those videos were never going to be made. What source mod, Todd, do you want to talk about, Spaghetti Wizard? Because I will say whatever you want about it. Like pick one, and I will tell you whatever you want to know about it. But I don't know, man. Again, I've said this before, but like G-Man Squad 5, like that's just like a combination of like so many good random things, and the Star Fox stuff I think was like something that you will never match like ever again, and I'm like so proud of that. I don't know if that's what people like came to that video for because we had like all the other shit, but okay, the zombie source mod top. Well, I mean, we just filmed Crackbone in the zombie panic stuff, and then we filmed Stev in the zombie mod. What was that called? What was that other? Okay, so we had Zombie Panic, and then we had Zombie Master. We had yes. So Johnny already beat me to it. Yeah, you guys, but like, we tried to combine those two things, and like it was obviously. I mean, if you want my opinion about that whole video, like the Zombie Panic stuff was a lot easier to film because Zombie Master was more chaotic and more crazy. Like it just was kind of too hard to kind of manage that shit. So like we just did like this weird shit. Like you will remember this about the Zombie Master part of that video. We've had Wolfer go on top of that crane and say like a bunch of apparently we had something go wrong with my internet, so who the fuck cares? But like in that Zombie Master part of the video, we had Wolfer go up on that crane, and like we fucking literally like scripted out a part of the video with that shit. I'm the best, man. I did it. So what is that video, Spaghetti Wizard? Like, what was that from? Do you remember? Because I don't. Like the two guys who were fucking like doing like some shit for high school and like had a rap battle. Like Wolfer was definitely like fucking copying that shit. Yeah. Who knows what it was, but like Wolfer was just copying like this weird fucking video that was out of like some high school in Georgia, and that was a part of the Zombie Master Source Mod Todd video, and then the Zombie Panic Source Mod Todd video. I don't really want to say too much more about that video other than like we just recorded the best things that we could and put it in that video. I don't think we really predicted Valorant with Counter-Strike for Kids. I think with Counter-Strike for Kids, we just made that video in 3 days, and like it wasn't trying to be like some kind of video that predicted the future. We were just trying to make something funny in 3 days. And the guy that just asked about the Battlegrounds 2 Source Mod Todd, not trying to toot my own horn or talk about like the HA sniper stuff at the end, but like all that shit was improvised in a day. But like I think the guy who really made that was Wolfer. Wolfer would play like the British guy, and he said all that stuff on the British side about like, oh, the teams are stacked. Oh, you guys, and then like he said stuff about why line battle when we hide behind cover, and like there was no preparation that went behind that video. Like literally, I bought a pizza. I sat there for a day with half the people from our group and then half the people we found from God knows where, and we just decided like let's make a video in one day. So let's talk about more about Battlegrounds 2 and fucking Counter-Strike for Kids. Like, somebody talk about something else. Yeah, and don't say Dirty Gary, because that was just like some kind of weird shit that we made in 2007. And then like Counter-Strike for Kids Noobs Guide, that was made in 2006. Like, our real good stuff was 2008, 2009, 2010. Like, we should talk about that. Like, and don't say some fucking boring shit. Like, get specific. Like, what do you want me to talk about? I don't know. Because, like, there's a lot of stories with all those videos, but if you're just gonna fucking talk about the same ones over and over and over again, like, there's really not there's really not much there. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Come on, you got to talk about something. Otherwise, yeah, no, it's funny. Like, I went on Twitter a few times, so Richter Overtime posted our videos, or he referenced our videos like a few times, and his buddies on Twitter who are like 19, 20 years old complained about the use of the F slur. They complained about the use of the bad language. They complained about the use of the sexual jokes. And it's like, why? What project did you hate working on the most besides the... I'm tired. You're not going to like this answer, but it's G-Man Squad. It's G-Man Squad. You know, we didn't really have a script or a complete idea every single time we made those G-Man Squads. So, me personally, as like the director, which I don't know if I really want to call myself a director, because that sounds like too like fucking like I'm Mr. like self-important. I'm the ringleader, like, because I really wasn't, right? Because a lot of the guys in those videos were the ones who contributed the best ideas. But I don't know if you heard this before in a previous idea, but every single G-Man Squad video, it was like, I'm so scared that this video is never going to be made. So I wouldn't say I hated working on any of those videos, but like, it was definitely the most scary and nerve-wracking. Like, there's a video, again, you probably all have seen this before. So there's a video of me working on G-Man Squad episode 4, and I was kind of like, how old was I? I was like 18, 19 years old, but I had this shitty mouse, and it kept like disconnecting in the middle of filming. So like, when my mouse wouldn't work in the middle of filming, I couldn't change my camera angle or any shit like that. And we were doing shit with a tram sequence, right? Where obviously the camera is moving all the time. So if I can't fucking move my mouse, I'm totally fucked. And so there's a behind the scenes video made by Wolfer that you should all check out. There's a behind the scenes video with Wolfer that I couldn't fucking do anything anytime like my keyboard or mouse or hardware failed. So I'm just sitting there fucking whining the whole time, because what the hell else are you going to do? So, what other comments do we got? But, yeah. Yeah, Murray, you don't have kids watching. Don't even fucking say that. So somebody asked, what project do I hate working on the most? And that's obviously G-Man Squad, because it was such a fucking random bag every single time. Somebody say something else, like, I don't know, talk about a movie or talk about a video we made that was like really hard to make. It wasn't Source Wars. I've said this like 5 times before. It was not Source Wars. Like, at least not the first Source Wars. You know, of course Doctor Strange Man was scripted, dude. That was a 39-minute video. And I watched that again like a month or two ago, and some of those jokes are pretty like good. But like, of course, that if you have a 39-minute video, do you think that's totally improvised? Like, you got to be kidding me. Of course it's, yeah. He thought it was 30 minutes. It was like 29. Yeah, that's a huge difference there. Like, great comments, dude. Classic video games, maybe. Have you ever played Modern Warfare? Not really. You know, when I was a kid in high school, I was kind of a loser. Like, I didn't really do much, but even I got invited to Halo parties, like Halo LAN parties, and Only because obviously I was a legend. No, not really. It's just because I was a local and I knew how to play video games. Like I'm not a fucking retard, right? Even though I didn't have like an Xbox or anything, like even I got invited to Xbox LAN parties for Halo when that shit was brand new. Like all of us just sat in a basement with like 3 or 4 TVs, and we had like a 16-player Halo match, and like I was totally like a part of that, even though I probably had no idea why I should have been a part of that. Old clan stories like that Pub Masters video. Yeah, but the old clan stories doesn't have anything to do with the Pub Masters video because I was just like hanging out with like the Pub Masters IRC, and that is why I had contact with Tech Warrior. So, what about Gary's Mod, Source Mod Todd? That was kind of a result of something we saw on Tim and Eric, and like we just did like a whole Gary's Mod episode on that. Okay, so the guy that asked the question about Gary's Mod, Source Mod Todd, Arion, there was a Tim and Eric live episode where they pretended to like go live at the credits, and then after the credits, they had this long group meeting about like what they're going to do for the next episode, and that's where the Gary's Mod Source Mod Todd episode came from. And obviously it's not like totally similar. There are a few jokes I think that we borrowed from that, like I don't want to get too specific, but that was definitely a ripoff of Tim and Eric Night Live. And then yes, Steinman was there, right? Yeah, you already know. Arian acts like he doesn't know what the fuck the answer is, but he fucking knows. Okay, Sarminder, are you American? If you're going to ask about sports, the only reason I really like sports is because I had to work in sports. And, my family grew up, like, watching baseball. So, like, I like baseball, which is a fucking stupid American thing. But obviously, like, I've worked pretty much in every other sport. You're not a sports fan, but you're asking me, like, what sports do I like to watch? Like, what? What? Anyways, I think we'll end it there. So I grew up being like a baseball fan, and that's about it. But like, obviously, I like basketball, I like football, I like hockey. Like, especially when I was growing up. Like, I come from Michigan, I come from Detroit, and like the Red Wings were really good in the late '90s when I was a kid. So obviously, I was like a big hockey fan at those times when they were good, and then when they started to suck, I was just kind of like, fuck this. So all you Canadian fans could probably relate to that, right? Like you fucking Canadian fans, like when's the last time you had a hockey team in the fucking Stanley Cup? It's probably been like fucking 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Thoughts on Nolan? Overrated. I guess Interstellar's good. Like, okay, so somebody asked about Christopher Nolan. You guys in the chat, what's the best Christopher Nolan film? Like, I don't know. Is it one of those fucking Batman movies? Like what's the best Christopher Nolan film? I couldn't even tell you because, oh god, yeah, I don't want to get into it. Somebody said Interstellar. Somebody said Bartman, Memento. Yeah, his first one, obviously. I don't really want to get into why I don't want to answer this question because, like, okay, so how many people in the chat had a fucking ex-girlfriend that was super fucking obsessed with Dark Knight Rises? Like, fucking, is that the part of your plan? Oh, I'm the bad guy. Like, fucking, women are dumb. They don't fucking understand. Like, women who think like the American Psycho is a good movie, like, ditch them right away. Fucking run away as far as you can. So, you had an ex obsessed with Star Wars? Well, she sounds like a nerdy retard. Like, you could have an ex that was obsessed with fucking shit like the fucking Christopher Nolan Batman movies. That's just as bad. So, American Psycho is not great, dude. That was directed by some fucking dumb woman. American Psycho is great. Feed me dead cat. oh my God, I'm going to kill all these women that I have sex with. That's the same kind of fucking retarded bullshit that women like fall for. I don't know what it means. What keeps you going these days? Not you guys. I can tell you that. I don't know. Nothing. Just the what keeps me going these days? I want to make people disappointed that I'm still alive, unlike Kitty 0607 or all the people that like killed themselves or overdosed. That's what keeps me going alive because I don't want to be like them. Yeah, Sherbrooke was probably alcohol. Not marijuana's like fucking like the retard's drug. So is alcohol, but like I think marijuana is like even worse. Like marijuana is for fucking like low IQ retards. Anytime somebody's like, "Oh, I went to the dispensary the other day and I bought this and this and this," it's like, okay, you're clearly a fucking goddamn retard, you know. But like, you know, I've had, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about the drinking shit, you know. But like, ever since like weed has become legal in Michigan, it feels like everybody that does it is like a fucking retard, you know. I don't know. Marijuana's fine. Issue is people who do it every day. Well, good thing we have all these fucking dispensaries in Michigan to encourage people like that, you know. It's so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, I want to go buy marijuana and give fucking tax dollars to my fucking shitty state government. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I hate to say this, man. Like, because I don't know. It's not like I'm not trying to be like some anti-edgy government kind of person, but like, buy that shit off the street. Don't buy that shit in a fucking store. Like, fuck. Like, what do you? Go buy that shit off the street. Like, find somebody who fucking grows it and buy it there. I'm not arguing any of whatever you're fucking saying, but like, to buy it in a legal dispensary, I think you're being a fucking goddamn retard. Like, find somebody who grows it themselves, or like, I don't know, buy it off the street. And I don't give a fuck if it's laced or anything like that. At least you're not fucking supporting the goddamn fucking government. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Like, I grew up in an age when I was in college and afterwards where I constantly bought it off the street. I got in trouble twice for doing it. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. But like, if you're gonna fucking be one of these fucking retards that buys it in dispensaries like every day of your life, you're a goddamn fucking idiot. So I don't know. Yeah, we gotta bring back the kid from Brooklyn. Let's bring back the kid from Brooklyn. He died like years ago, but he loves his Quaaludes. He would walk a mile for the Quaaludes. Let's bring back the kid from Brooklyn. He is a fucking legend. You know, he went on some of the best rants ever. He is fucking probably like 350 pounds, but like, he was entertaining. Let's bring back the big man. Let's bring back the big man. Hey, the big man's back. www.thebigfrombrooklyn.com. This fucking retard Peavy is like, are you afraid of becoming a has-been? Dude, I've been a has-been for 10 years. Are you fucking retarded? Have you been living under a fucking rock? What do you think I've been? Speaking of the kid from Brooklyn, ever heard of the boss? Is that the guy? Is that the, what's his fucking name? Who's that one? Wait, no. Is he from Brooklyn? No. I don't know who that is. I just know that one guy from Boston who's like, who is he? Be a Man. Who's the Be a Man guy? You know? Hey, H-Wave, when is that supposed to come out? When is World Peace 2 supposed to come out? They've been talking about it for like 4 or 5 months, but like, are there any plans for like a release date? Yeah. Yeah, the Be a Man guy. It's the Be a Man guy. Yeah, Pat Rick. Pat Rick has wanted Dirty Gary 2 for the past 5 years, and I hate to break it to him, it's not coming out for another 5. Pat Rick, just so you can get like a fucking boner, we did have ideas for a Dirty Gary 2, and I can't exactly remember what they were off the top of my head, but like he was supposed to face like a Counter-Strike clan. Um, that's what Dirty Gary, like there's a part of Dirty Gary 2 where he was supposed to face like a professional Counter-Strike clan and he kicks all their asses. I don't think, yes, I think you're right there, but like, you know, originally that was like a Dirty Gary 2, like he was like a 1 versus 5, and I don't know how it got to that point, but like there were definitely more good ideas there, but it just, they never got made. I mean, yeah, like Magnum Force, I said this in the last live stream, like that movie sucked. So we didn't really do that. I mean, if we were gonna do that, like we would fucking like make fun of him the way he posted in the forums, like the actual Gary Newman did. Like the actual Gary Newman posted on Facebook at that time like a fucking weirdo. So no, I don't know. I think we like incorporated like some of my like James Bond video ideas with that. So yeah, PV over here thinks he's being real funny. Like, why don't you just ask me a question? I'm just here to talk. Like, you don't have to fucking badger me for. Yeah, I understand I'm not going to be anything for 10 years, but like, why don't you fucking ask me a question and we don't have to fucking deal with your bullshit? Like, I don't know. I mean, that was the whole joke of Source Wars, right? So, I mean, gosh, man, that Here's Gary thing, like, that was like a last minute kind of addition. I don't know who the fuck Paul. These questions are getting pretty bad. Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is. So, talk about a movie that you guys just seen recently besides Oppenheimer. So Ronald Reagan asked about a Source Wars idea that we scrapped. So I told you the story before. We had like a ton of ideas for 2 Source Wars. They were all put in those 2 videos. And then we like came up with this weird idea because like at that time in 2009, 2010, we were doing all these like Gmod racing things. Did any of you guys like play the old Gmod racing mods? And honestly, like we thought they were pretty cool. So we thought about doing that and incorporating that with like some TF2 kind of shit. And like obviously like all the racers would like get into big disagreements and it would go horribly wrong. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe if we were just like fucking out of our minds, like that was going to be like the third Source Wars, like some kind of racing competition. And just like, you know, custom built Gmod vehicles, and TF2 people were going to be riding it, and I don't know who else. Like, it makes no sense in the grand scheme of things, but I think the reason I liked it back at that time was because, like, you know, there's nothing really like this, or like, you know, this is totally different from the other 2 episodes. I mean, we had probably a couple other. So the thing that we were going to do with Source Wars was we would have like, so who won? So the Gary's Mod team won the first one, and then the Hidden team won the second one, right? So we were going to have like those 2 teams face off, and honestly, like I didn't really like that idea because it's going to get super repetitive, and it's not like you're just going to be repeating the same jokes over and over again if you're going to use teams from previous episodes into new episodes, right? So PV over here is just trying to be a fucking retard Canadian. Fuck that faggot. Thoughts on Funk Vehicle? We need to bring it back. PV, stop being a Canadian fucking faggot. That's all I gotta say. Diablo, I'm gonna grow it till I look like a Jew. Fortress Forever. I mean, Fortress Forever was not gonna last because Team Fortress 2 came out like right after that, you know. So I don't know. Ask me about something else. What's a good story that I have about like any of those old videos? Like people like HK Sniper was the one that made all those G-Man squads, all those Source Mod Todds. Favorite moment in my YouTube career was obviously the first Source Wars. There's no question about it. Like, go watch the behind the scenes of that first Source Wars, and it's clearly like one of the best times of my life. Like, I'm laughing constantly. Like, I'm not like you compare that to the G-Man Squad 4 behind the scenes, and I just fucking was like so stressed out. I had technical problems, and you know, when you compare that to Source Mod 1, I was like so happy. I didn't give a fuck. Like anytime we had a blooper, I thought it was hilarious. And then me and Stev would sit there and record voiceovers, and everything I thought he did was fucking hilarious. So there's like not one thing I thought he did that was like bad, you know. So that was December 2009, when we made that first Source Wars, and of course, even though I knew it wasn't going to be like a super big thing, but it easily crossed that 1 million view mark, right? And that's how you know, obviously, your video's not a piece of shit. And it got posted on so many forums, and everybody laughed about the ending. And what else can I tell you about Source Wars? Like, we had an Australian guy pretend to be Darkville, Darkville pretended to be Steinman, and I thought that was really funny. We had X23 pretend to be a guy from one of TFG's old videos, and I thought that was really funny. We had I downloaded a program that made it sound exactly like the guy from the All Your Base Belong to Us video. Like, that was funny. Fuck you, PV. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants you here. Half-Life 1 or Half-Life 2? Ooh, it's probably Half-Life 1 because of all the mods and all the opportunities you had there. Like Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 had all these kind of shitty mods and that sort of thing. Favorite Gmod server? It's definitely not any of the roleplay ones or any of the sandbox ones. It's the ones we hosted. Left 4 Dead or Zombie Panic. It's got to be Left 4 Dead, right? Like, I wasn't good at Left 4 Dead, but I mean, Zombie Panic was kind of like silly. It's kind of silly. So weird to think there's a whole new generation growing up on Gmod. Yes, because you know, how many of you guys are so old that you had to download Gmod on FileFront? How many of you guys had to do that? How old are you guys? That's how you know how old you are, or how young you are. Like, did you have to constantly download Gmod on FileFront every 3 months? Yeah, so Gmod 9, even before Gmod 9, right? Like, you had to check that shit every 3 months. How join G-Man Squad? You're late. What's my favorite cheese? Whatever your favorite cheese is. Was Source Mod Todd that was most enjoyable to make? Fistful of Frags one was really good, but no, it was the Battlegrounds 2 one, because that was made in a day, and like, really, like, nothing went wrong. I think the key to all those old videos is like, what went wrong or what didn't went wrong. And I can say this about the first Source Wars. I can say this about Battlegrounds 2 Source Mod Todd. Maybe G-Man Squad episode 1. Like, what other videos like had no problems whatsoever? Those are the big three. I would have loved to collab with DJY. Like, we talked on Twitter like 3 or 4 times this year. These questions are kind of like dumb. Like, am I still a fan of Command & Conquer? Of course. What's my worst video in my opinion? That's a good question. The later ones, but also like G-Man Squad 8 was really bad. I even got complaints about it from machinima.com, right? Because in G-Man Squad episode 8, I don't know how many of you guys remember like the whole thing. We got a lot of complaints about the Half-Life 2 deathmatch stuff we fucking put in that video, because we recorded like this fucking idiot kid who talked about like, oh, like he said things like, oh, I'm gonna rape you, Xanatos, I'm gonna rape, and they were like really like not happy about that shit. Like, they thought that was fucking retarded, and I don't blame them. You know, I would think it's fucking retarded too. So That's probably the video that I think I'm most ashamed of. What's another one? I don't know. We did other like stupid short videos, but like, who really cares? Was that a real priest that played Fistful of Frags? Are you talking about the actual video? We didn't have like a priest that played in the original Fistful of Frags. You're thinking of another video. Um, Diablo, man. I haven't done videos for like 4 years. I don't have any projects going on now. Like, have you been paying attention? So, who was Super League? That was something from a Something Awful article, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the guy who founded SomethingAwful.com, who was the reason why Counter-Strike for Kids Noob's Guide was made, like we based that off an article on his website. That guy killed himself. So Rich Kianka, the guy who made Something Awful, he killed himself a year ago. So we probably shouldn't talk about Something Awful. Like, you didn't know that, Pat Rick? Like, yeah, so that wasn't like his article. That was somebody he hired to make that article. No, so yeah, so do you guys know what Something Awful is? So he's the guy, obviously, that created that website, but then he hired a bunch of people to make articles for that website. And one of those guys was the guy that made like the Counter-Strike Noob's Guide article. But then the owner of that website, I think he sold it and then got into like a serious situation with his wife and kids. It was like a really bad divorce case. And I think he was on serious medication. Not trying to say like that's a bad thing, but like I think that's part of the reason why this happened. And then he eventually, I don't know how he did it, but he killed himself. And it was a big thing online like 1 or 2 years ago. So you just have to look up Rich Kianka, Something Awful. You'll see plenty of articles about it. So yeah, he it's a shame. Like, it has something to do with his ex-wife and the children that he had, because like he couldn't see the kids that he had, and clearly I think he was on some kind of medication at the time, and the combination of those two things, he just fucking decided just to end it all. I don't, how do you guys not know this story? Like, this happened a year or two ago. Yeah, no, it happened. Like, but like he wasn't the guy that wrote the article for the Counter-Strike Noob's Guide. Like, he hired that guy. But like he was still somebody that like is like really old school. Like I had him on Facebook. I had this guy Rich Kianka from Something Awful on Facebook, and like we communicated before, and it wasn't like bad communication. It was just kind of like friendly, jokeful communication. And Pat Rick says he was a domestic abuser. I don't know anything about that. All I know is his wife took his kids from him, and I think he was doing like prescription pills, and that might be two big reasons why that happened with him. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Like, anytime something like suicide happens, like that's fucking terrible. Like, that's absolutely fucking terrible. Like, nobody should make jokes about somebody who committed suicide. I don't care what the fuck they did or what led to that, but like that's terrible, man. That's that hurts people's families, that hurts people's friends. Like, just don't do it. Well, if you're gonna bring up a movie, then we can talk about movies, but if you guys are just gonna keep talking about Something Awful and shit like that, then I don't know how we're supposed to change the subject. Worst interaction from a friend you've had, someone from your squad. Gerald got really mad at me out of nowhere for being the gay guy in G-Man Squad. That's one. And then I can tell you maybe some stories from Crackbone, but I don't really remember what they are. And then I don't really want to tell the Stev story. I can tell you the Gerald one. I can tell you the Crackbone one. HK and I have been like off and on for like a long time now. Boris and I have gotten into a few arguments. I can say this about Cody, Mr. Central, who helped me out on so many videos and like did so many like skins and maps for my videos, we would always like argue with each other, but it was like I don't know how to explain this. It was like a friendly argument. Like we were just kind of arguing with each other to make each other better or smarter. Like we were both trying to just like prove our point really hard, and there was like no disrespect or ill content with any of that. So like he and I, like I consider him and Boris like two of my best friends of all time. You know, like all we were doing when we were arguing is trying to make ourselves better. So what was the hardest part about making a Gmod video? I don't know. You would waste a lot of time making a Gmod video. I can tell you that right now. Doing it by yourself is the hardest thing about making a Gmod video. So I can't tell you how many times, like how many people who play Gmod or try to do something with Gmod can relate to this fact. Like you'd be making a Gmod video and half the time you're stuck on that goddamn loading screen. You're stuck on that loading screen and nothing else. And it's like you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again. And next thing you know, you have just wasted an hour or two of your life that you will never get back again. You'll never get that back again when you're just fucking sitting there like, oh, I got to reset this. I got to restart the map. I got to restart the server. Like, think of how much time was wasted just doing that shit. So, I don't know. Mr. Central was my right-hand man. He was the greatest. I love that guy to death. I would love to see him again. I don't know where he is right now in Florida or anything like that, but like we were like one of the first two people to ever like meet. Like I drove down and visited him in Florida. Like I love that guy. I miss that guy. I wish I could see him again. I always called him my right-hand man. He always did so much like custom work for me that I did not know how to do. And without him, I would have never been anywhere. Like I was just like this guy's like, oh, I'm going to be Mr. Director. But like, I'm going to be honest, being a director doesn't mean fucking goddamn shit. Like, yeah, great. You're good at bossing people around and these people for some reason are listening to you. But it's guys like Mr. Central. It's guys like Cody that fucking did the actual work. And I love you for that, man. If there's anything I can do for you, Cody, like just let me know. You have me on Facebook. You have me on here. Just message me, man. I've saved up some money, you know, in the last 3-4 years. If you're fucking in trouble, just like hit me up, man. I'll help you out. You know, I don't know. I really miss talking to you, you know. So Mr. Central and I, man, we've had so many good memories here. Like we would have like fucking serious like Command and Conquer 0 hour like fucking brawls for 2-3 hours, and like, you know, you would think after with an RTS game after hour 2 or hour 3 you'd be like, fuck this shit, I fucking hate this shit, I'm quitting. But we would like literally play it out to the very goddamn end because apparently we wanted to prove some fucking stupid point that nobody else mattered, and that is the story of playing RTS games. So thoughts on the story of Half-Life? It's a good story. It's a good story. What kind of fucking question is that, dude? Like, get a better... Hey, what do you guys think about the story of Half-Life? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. That's probably why I fucking played it for goddamn 15 fucking years. Oh, what do you think about the story of Half-Life? Do you hate it? Yeah, I fucking hate it. That's why I fucking made all those goddamn videos in those fucking games for goddamn 10 plus years. I did that because I hated the goddamn story. Like, what a fucking... God, okay. Cody, you gotta help me out here. Like, help me out with these fucking retards in the chat. You were not asking a simple question. You were asking a stupid question. Ask a better question. What do you think about Half-Life Alyx? What do you guys think about Seven Co-op? I don't know. Fuck you guys. Thoughts on Seven Co-op? Oh my god. Team Laser Swag was just some fucking stupid shit that I wanted to make just to feel like the old days, you know. Team Laser Swag, like I had Cody involved. Like the funniest part of Team Laser Swag was the part that Cody was in, you know. Like talking about, oh yeah, I haven't played Battlefield 5. Oh, I'm the best at Battlefield 5, but it hasn't been out yet. Oh god, yeah, Cody, man, Cody was the best. Cody is the reason why Counter-Strike for Kids is the greatest, and like I think I owe him some money for that. Like Cody, you deserve some money for Counter-Strike for Kids, and I will give it to you. I you know, you deserve it, man. You're the best, man. You flew all the way out to Columbus. I owe you something. You definitely are, or you definitely deserve something that you didn't get. So, I don't know, Cody. You got to message me on Facebook, Cody. Cody, message me on Facebook. Like, come on. You got to talk to me. Like, you can't just let Boris be the one that talks to me on Facebook. You got to fucking do it. Like, come on. Get on that fucking website. Go on Messenger and talk to me, and I will pay you. You deserve it, man. You're the fucking best, man. Like I said this story in a fucking video before. The reason Counter-Strike for Kids was so good is because Cody came up with the, now if you call in the next 15 minutes, we'll throw in Counter-Strike Extreme Gore Edition. That wasn't my fucking idea. That was Cody's. That was Cody's. So he deserves something for that. I mean, I just wasted that fucking money on fucking college and stupid shit, but like, you know, Cody, he really deserves a lot of credit. And, you know, I used to feel bad even back 10, 15 years ago that he was the guy that like nobody ever like talked about or said thank you or gave credit to, when it's like he was responsible for so much. Like Cody, remember this about G-Man Squad episode 5? All these people were wondering about the map that you made with the train being moved on the map with scrolling textures. And like a million people commented like, oh, how'd you do that? How'd you make that? Oh, they made it in Garry's Mod. No, that was Cody making a custom map, and he's way smarter than any of you dumb motherfuckers, and he's the reason why we had that scene in that video. And it's not because, oh, they just made it in Garry's Mod. No, Cody made a custom map, and you're all fucking idiots. So, I don't know. G-Man Squad 5, like, so this whole Star Fox scene, you have to give credit to Cody. Like, Cody is the reason why that scene was made. Like, he made that map. He also made the fucking scene in Source Wars where the door gets busted down and blows up. He made the scene in G-Man Squad 5 where the train blows up and the track, like, all falls off. Like, that was all Cody, and, like, I fucking owe him, like, a lot for that. Like, he was the fucking right-hand man of mine. He did this shit because he wanted to. I don't know if it's because he liked me or just because he was bored, but, like, I owe him something for that. You know, he was awesome. The day, yes, wait, Day Defeat ending too. Hold on, I gotta think about that. What was the Day Defeat ending? Oh, when the house blows up, and yeah, when the tank blows up the house, and then the guy comes around and is like, yeah, that was kind of like a stupid gag. But like Cody was like, he was our mapper, he was our skinner, he did so much for us. Like, God bless him. Without him, none of those videos would have been as good. So I owe him a lot. So you can't say like, yeah, we had a group of talented individuals, but Cody did the brunt of the work. And I mean, God, like, I drove down. So I went to visit my grandpa in Southwest Florida. And while he was sick and I was supposed to be taking care of him, I drove up to Tampa to go visit Cody. I drove up to Tampa to go visit Mr. Central, and that was a good time. Gerald came up there too. But like, I would love to visit Cody again. I think we always got along. He was great to work with. I think I owe him something. I'm sure whatever I give him would never be enough, but I definitely think he was He was my man. You know, like I told you, we got like into heated 0-hour fights like all the time, and like fights in like Age of Empires or what other games we played. Like we were very competitive, but I think that's why we had like this good relationship with each other, because we didn't pretend to like be in love with each other, but we also like were very competitive with each other, if that makes any sense. Like half the time we disagreed with each other and argued with each other, and half the time like we were like, okay, yeah, that's funny. And that's how you have a fucking good relationship with somebody. You know, you can't just fucking love each other all the time. You have to have like friction there. And I think that's the problem we had with like some of the other members. Like, when we had friction, we still kind of seen eye to eye to each other with the other. Who? Somebody just asked, who was the closest friend to your crew? I think I already told you. It's Mr. Central or Boris. You know? Yeah, I can tell you this. Getting outside of the internet world, because I worked in TV, I worked in real life video production gigs, I worked in sports, and there were people that I fucking hated, but we still did good work with each other. And I think there's a lesson there. I don't know if that has anything to do with your career. I'm sure in maybe some of your careers that is very, very unhealthy. But that's not exactly healthy for a long period of time, as evidenced by our crew and by our group. Like, you can do good work with people that you absolutely hate. But if you try to do that for 2-3 years, something is going to fucking happen, and it's not going to be good. That's my career advice for the day, especially if you're young, if you're in your 20s. Like, no, like don't do that for a long period of time, because it's just going to make you miserable. It's probably going to end horrible. Like maybe like that person that you do good work with that you hate is going to complain to your boss, and then right away it's all over. It's all over, right? So what else do you want to talk about before I sign off here, because we've been going for over an hour. I don't really want to talk about anything else. I love Cody. Mr. Central, I love him to death. If there's something you need, Cody, just like hit me up. I'll do whatever you want for you. I've been kind of working hard for like 4 years, and I don't really have a lot to show for it, but man, I would do anything for you. You're my guy. Again, just to repeat myself, Cody and I were always somebody that kind of like disagreed with each other once in a while, but our disagreements like did not get in the way with like the work we were trying to do or our friendship. And that's exactly what you should be looking for in a partner, in somebody that you want to work with. Like, you can fucking hate each other, but if you can still, it's like Martin Shkreli says, like, if you can still do work for the squad, who the fuck cares what your beliefs are or if you disagree with each other or not? All that matters is, are you doing good work with each other or not? Who the fuck cares if you don't get along? And that's exactly all that matters. So, Mr. Central, I love you. Cody, I love you. I miss you. I'd love to hang out again. I'd love to talk again. We'll see you guys, man. Hit me up, Cody, man. You're the reason why all those videos were possible. Not me. It's more Cody. It's more Mr. Central. Like, he's the fucking one that came up with the main joke of Counter-Strike for Kids. He's the one. Without him, Counter-Strike for Kids would probably have 8,000 views instead of 18.5 million views. He's the one that came up with the, if you call in the next 15 minutes, we'll throw in joke. And then right then, me and Stev wrote the whole entire other thing. And it's all because of Mr. Central. So I don't know. I fucking owe him a lot. I owe him something. Like, he needs to ask me for like a gift basket, like a bag of, he needs flowers or fucking gift cards to Applebee's or fucking something, man. Cody, thank you so much, man. You did so much for us back in those days, and you didn't ask for shit. So, was a good time though, man. Like we all kind of came up with like our own ideas, like, you know, fucking again, the Battlegrounds 2 video where HK Sniper came up with the 2 best scenes at 2:00 in the morning after we had always filmed the whole fucking goddamn thing. You know? Cody, of course I can read your chat, but you're not saying very much. I'm just talking about it. So yes. Can you read my chat? Yeah, of course I can. So who made that map? Was that you too, Cody? For the G-Man Squad 4 tram section. Was that you, Cody? That was you, right? Or that was X23? Or because I like told people like what to make for that tram section in G-Man Squad 4, and then somebody made it. I don't know if that was Cody or X23 or who the fuck made that. I don't remember. Who wants to? Yeah, X23 probably. Yeah. Who wants to talk about the Fistful of Frag source mod, Todd? Because that was pretty racist. And then nobody wants to talk about the Perfect Dark source mod, Todd, or the fucking what are the other ones we did? The Fortress Forever source mod, Todd, or I think that was really all we did. The Gears mod, Half-Life 2 mod, Todd. Somebody else fucking mentioned that. But like those source mod Todd videos were like, you know, they weren't trying to be too much, but I think for what they were something kind of interesting. We had a lot of, I mean, God, Crackbone in the fucking Zombie Panic, Zombie Master source mod Todd said, "Oh, we got a bunch of Negro Saxons in here." I fucking left that in the video because I was a fucking retard who didn't know that. I left that in the goddamn video. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of Negro Saxon fucking people here, like, and I did not cut that from the video. Like I'm a fucking goddamn retard for leaving that in the video. And you know who's the bigger retard? Machinima for not giving a fuck. You know, that fucking girl that Crackbone fucked, named Sadie, like laughed at that video. Like she laughed at that shit, you know. So I guess it couldn't have been that bad if some fucking dumb bitch that worked there thought it was funny. So I don't know. Come on, what else do you want to ask about that's like serious? Yeah, who the fuck cares if I'm doing good? Ask me a question. Ask me a question. I don't care. Who cares if I'm doing good? I'm not doing good. Ask me a question. Otherwise, yes, of course there were racists in the show in the games back then. It was fucking 2009. But like seriously, ask me. Are you doing bad? No. I'm doing great, man. I'm a fucking millionaire. I'm a goddamn millionaire. So I'm not doing bad. I don't care about your Saven Co-op questions. You're all fucking Eastern Europeans that don't even know how to speak English. Just somebody ask me like a question, otherwise it's over. We've already been going for over an hour. I'm not drinking anything. Have you seen me drink anything this whole stream? Oh, I'm drinking energy drinks. That's why. The Rockstar. You ever drink those Rockstar energy drinks? I'm drinking a lot of caffeine. Was Perfect Dark easy to make? The Perfect Dark source mod Todd? Of course it was, because that was the first one we did. Do I remember the 007 source mod? No. You're from Iran? What's the video that I consider the best one? Source Wars. Because I wrote the whole thing. You know, G-Man Squad 1 was luck. Counter-Strike for Kids was luck. What moment do you regret the most? Ooh, that's a tough one. I did a Crackbone telethon video and also G-Man Squad episode 8, and nobody liked it. So that probably goes with George Lopez was stolen. Yeah, that was Team Fortress 2 Western. People love Team Fortress 2 Western, Cody. Like, opinion on Israel. Dude, I grew up Catholic. Can you answer your own question? I grew up a Catholic boy. Yeah. What do you think I think about Israel? Why don't you go ahead and type it in the chat? Tell me what you think. I grew up, I went to Catholic school till like 5th grade. Why don't you tell me my opinion on Israel? You probably know it. How many? How much? Please clarify. Fuck you, Cody. I smashed mine. They're cheap now, at least. So, don't ask me about political shit or geopolitical shit. Okay, Sam Hyde here in the chat. We got Sam Hyde here in the chat. Leroy Newman. I said this in the last live stream. Like I love Sam Hyde. I think he's great, but like listening to him for long periods of time feels like a chore and like an annoying thing. Like not a thing that you want to do for long periods of time. Even though I like him, I think he's great. Favorite comedian is Norm Macdonald. Not even, I don't even have to think for 2 seconds about that. Favorite comedian is Norm Macdonald, one of the few good Canadians. Behind him, you have like Rodney Dangerfield, Richard Pryor. Who else is there? I think those are the top three. I might be missing somebody, but number one, Norm Macdonald. Number two, Richard Pryor. Number three, Rodney Dangerfield. Who is 4 and 5? I have to think about that for a minute. I don't know. It's hard, but Norm is easily number one because he's one of those guys that does not give a shit about what he says. And that's a big reason why. And like, he thinks it's funny when he bombs on stage. So that's such a number one reason why he is the best of all time. Who else? There's got to be. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. Bill Burr is kind of like the comedian for like average people that like don't really get into like the edgy stuff. George Carlin. I don't really want to get into my complaints about George Carlin. I think I would honestly rank Louis C.K. over George Carlin. I don't want to complain about why I don't like George Carlin. I feel like, again, I know a lot of you people on here are not very religious. Like, I get it. You don't have to fucking prove your case to me, but George Carlin is one of these guys who fucking thinks he's a genius for being an atheist. And, like, that's not a reason for why you're a good comedian. Just because you're an atheist, you don't believe in God, and you make tons of jokes about not believing in God. Gilbert's up there, but I don't even know if I'd put him in top 5, but he's up there. But, like, we have so many comedians that pride themselves on being like this fucking atheist kind of anti-Jesus kind of comedian, and, like, that's so fucking boring. Like Sarah Silverman. Aren't you atheist? I just said I grew up Catholic. So I'm maybe half atheist, half Catholic. But, like, no, like, you know, you got these fucking asshole comedians that Sarah Silverman, she has to act like a man in order to just be funny. And, like, what does that tell you about comedy when you have to fucking act like a man? Yeah, Dave Chappelle is up there. My only problem with Dave Chappelle is I had so many people in high school that fucking had to fucking quote him constantly. And he's another one. Like, you can't say Dave Chappelle is better than Richard Pryor. I'm sorry. Like, come on. Everybody in the chat that knows Richard Pryor and Dave Chappelle. Who do you pick? Who do you pick? I know who I pick. It's not Dave Chappelle. Like, yeah, he made that fucking TV show. Dave Chappelle, like, oh yeah, he made a few good sets. Like, he did that funny thing on SNL. But, like, Richard Pryor has, like, such a more interesting story than Dave Chappelle does. Like, oh yeah, I'm Dave Chappelle. I went to Los Angeles and smoked a lot of weed, whereas Richard Pryor was like 10 times, maybe not 100 times more crazier than him. You know, just because he did the Chappelle show, that doesn't mean he's like better than everybody. So Chappelle was a good stand-up, but, like, is he as good as Richard Pryor? I don't think so. Chappelle did have a few good moments. Like, I love that SNL thing he did recently. I thought that was really good, but like, I think he's, God, I hate to say this because like I'm really no judge of like stand-up comedians, but I think he's a little overrated. Chris Rock is better. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Okay, what else can we talk about besides stand-up comedians? How about movies? I don't know. Like, I just want to say this about Rodney Dangerfield, okay? Like, he was clearly drugged up half the time, but, like, how in the world can you be a stand-up comedian that just gives one-liner after one-liner after one-liner over and over and over again and still be good? Like, Rodney Dangerfield could do that. And I don't know if there's any other... Somebody brought up Gilbert Gottfried. I think maybe he's kind of like second place. But, like, there's no... Like, go watch a Rodney Dangerfield stand-up show. There's no way... Mitch Hedberg, yeah. What do you think? Who's that one fucking guy? God damn it, I can't think of his name, Cody. Some new guy, but he also kind of... Why do I hate Hitchcock? He's a creep. He's made a share of bad movies, just like Tarantino. Hitchcock has made like 3 or 4 or 5 really good movies. The rest are forgettable, and that's why I'm just like, fuck Hitchcock. You know. Thoughts on Jim Carrey? Was he on drugs? Can somebody just tell me, was Jim Carrey on drugs or was he not? I mean, obviously, I watched Dumb and Dumber when I was a kid like 20, 30 times. Yeah, he had to have been. I mean, if Rodney Dangerfield was on drugs, then Jim Carrey probably was too. But, like, you know, Dumb and Dumber, I think, is like one of the legendary stories of all times. But, like, he just seems kind of like a weirdo that just thinks it's funny to break stuff, which I get that. And then he kind of got like weirder in his in later years, but I don't know. Dumb and Dumber, like, how can you argue with like that movie right there, especially the first one? Somebody tell me about somebody else. Yeah, Legal Ones. Yeah, what Legal Ones? Yeah, was coke and meth legal back then? I don't think so. Come on, tell me somebody else. You gotta tell me somebody else. Ace Ventura. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, that was funny at the time. Liar, Liar. I guess that was funny at the time. Fucking Truman Show. Nobody in here is gonna say like the Truman Show was any good. Tell me about Xanatos. I'm old and I suck now. Come on, tell me to talk about somebody else. Like, give me a director. Steven Seagal. You want me to talk about Steven Seagal? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Cable Guy was weird too. David was a good director. I mean, I don't like all the videos he did, but David was a good director. Argentina in the chat. Hello, Argentina. You guys got to look up Rock Wars. Rock Wars is a good friend of mine. He sent me messages in the past that I really, really liked. He makes Grand Theft Auto videos. So Argentina guy, go look up Rock Wars. Rock Wars. Yeah. So Army and the Chief was a good director. What was his name? John? No, he wasn't a good director. Fuck that guy. You want a good director? It's like TFG. It's like Litfuse Films. It's like DJY. It's like fucking Ross Scott. They were all good directors, but like these Halo kids that had no idea what they were doing. Fancy Pants was fantastic. Obviously, Red versus Blue is like the gold standard. You're not going to fucking... Yes, I agree. Before they went all animated. That's a perfect take. Yeah. So that guy, Gun Bajufur, whatever the fuck your name is, you know, Red versus Blue, those first 3 seasons, like there's... You know, everybody tried to copy them from that point forward. And Elite World was good too, but like some of the writing was like poor after a while, but the direction and the quality was like top notch. But like, here's the thing is like the thing with Elite World and Litfuse Films, like when your direction and production quality gets too good, your fucking writing starts to get poor and it starts to suffer, right? Like, there's like a trade-off there. Like, oh yeah, our video has the perfect composition and the perfect quality, but then our writing and our jokes kind of suck. The favorite Fancy Pants video has to be, what's the magician one? Diablo, what's the magician one? Because I fucking took a song from that and put it in Soldiers of Misfortune, one of my videos. Grigori's Ride. Yeah, that was literally like one of the best Gmod videos ever made. Yeah. Grigori's Ride. Is that what it was called? Are you sure that's what it was called? Yeah. I would easily say top 3 Gmod videos of all time. Whatever it was called. So, I wouldn't even put like fucking War of the Servers in that shit. I was kind of curious about the music playing at the beginning of the end of Ask Gmod. Yeah, Keaton 999 made that. Ask him. He's a guy from New York. What about Full Metal Jacket? That's a great movie. Brothers Machinima Deserves More Love. Well, yeah, I made that when I was stoned in college. So that's kind of why that video sucked. I was stoned and making a video called Counter-Strike Source Brothers, and I thought it was funny, and it probably wasn't as funny as I thought it was because I was stoned, because I was smoking weed in college, and that was 10 years ago. Catholic Co-op. Give me other questions, because we're almost at an hour and a half, and I just want to go home. I want to go to bed. Time is it? 12:30. I got to go to work tomorrow, but I don't give a fuck. Bless you on your path. My path is terrible. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, even though my path sucks. I like Daspo shit. What do you think? What am I going to say to that? Of course I think he's great. Like, what do you think? I'm going to hate him? I think he was good. What kind of question is that? You guys have terrible questions tonight. Like, step it up. Oh, what do I think about Daspo shit? Oh, he was really, really bad. No, I thought he was great. Litfuse Films Combination. Another example of great production quality, but terrible writing and terrible jokes. I mean, that's kind of like being kind of harsh, but still. So, yeah, Full Metal Jacket was made in the UK in the fall. So when they had to do those like outdoor scenes in the second half of the movie, they literally had to have heaters on the set just to make it look like they weren't cold, because you could see the actor's breath, even though, like, obviously the movie's supposed to take place in Vietnam, but they're filming it in the UK in kind of like the cold weather months. So they literally have heaters blowing up on them. Favorite Ivan Bledick song, Cody? I don't know, man. Lulu Zoo Honolulu. Honolulu. I don't know. What's yours, you faggot? What do you want me to say? All right, Cody. All right, Cody, come on. Ask me one good final question, and we'll end it there. I know it's going to be a great one. And don't talk about Nixter this time. Ever consider returning? Shut the fuck up, man. I'm 33 years old. No. Come on, Mr. Central. Give me one good last question, because I love you, man. You're the best, man. I got to do something for you. Like, if you still live in Florida or West Virginia or whatever, I'll come down there and say hi sometime, man. It's good to see you. I miss you. I miss talking to you. I don't know. I'm not the old wise man. I'm just the old wise retard, honestly. Well, I appreciate it, man, but I don't really see myself that way. Sprite or Sierra Mist? Yeah, that's a great question. It's like comparing A versus B, like it's the same fucking thing. Pineapple pizza. So Cody's last question is pineapple pizza. Why are you going full Santa Claus? I don't know. I don't really want to tell you why I grew the beard. Is that okay? I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you why I grew the beard. Probably tomorrow, because you guys are all making fun of me for it. I'm going to cut it tomorrow. But then again, everybody's going to think I'm like 19 years old again. So, any other questions about movies? Somebody mention a movie, and we'll talk about that, and then I will fucking stop the live stream. I don't know anything about anything. I don't want to talk about internet shit. Fifth Element, no. Aliens, no. The Great Escape, Doom. God damn, I don't want to talk about any of those movies. I don't want to talk about any of these movies. Although I do love Orson Welles. Somebody said Citizen Kane. All right. On that note, we're not going to talk about movies. Come on. Cody, give me something to end on. Cody, come on, Mr. Central. Tell me something good to talk about, and then we'll end this. All right. This is all on you, Cody. Dirty Harry, we already talked about that last time. Dirty Harry is just like a weird, edgy movie, 1971, made by some Jewish director, and it's about a serial killer. It was about the Zodiac killer, right? And then somebody else. I don't want to talk about local politics. It's fucking retarded. But yeah, Dirty Harry was about the Zodiac killer and a detective that used unsound methods in order to get him, because there's that whole scene and halfway through the movie where it's like, that man had rights and you can't do this, you know? Yeah, Cody has to do all the work again. Cody, come on, make a custom skin, make a fucking map. Come on, Cody. Come on, Cody, make a custom skin and map. Do something. Otherwise, this live stream is never going to end. I'm going to fucking make this live stream go on for another hour. Come on, Cody. Lip sync. Yeah, he's got to do more face poser work. Come on, Cody. Come on. Oh, what do I want to talk about? What can I talk about? I don't fucking know. What's a good story? I've already told all the good stories. Like, what about that Fortress Forever source? Like, talk about a scene in a video that you thought was really funny. Like what's a random video that got a lot of views? How about the Data Feet Source Wars? How about who the fuck? How did you meet Crackbone? I've said that a fucking million times. Like, I've said that a fucking million times. Everybody knows that. Counter-Strike hide and seek video. What the fuck is that? This is like a Nipper Maps video. Who the fuck cares? Best perform. Oh, that's a great question, actually, from Cody. Best performance in one of the Machinimas. Ooh. God, it's got to be Stev in the first Source Wars. It's got to. What else? Or somebody in G-Man Squad. Clyde in one of the G-Man Squads. Or, yeah, Clyde in the Battlegrounds 2 video. It's got to be a toss-up between HK Sniper or Stev or Crackbone. Because Wolfer, you can't really count him because he didn't want to be in any of those videos anyways. Cody, you were always very cooperative. Boris, he didn't really... He was just kind of there to be there. He was kind of there to just host the servers. But, like, it's a tie between Mr. Sensual, Stev, and HK Sniper. And Crackbone. It's a four-way tie. Yeah, Uber Donut. Fuck you, Pat Rick. Yeah, ask Mr. Central what he thinks about Uber Donut. He's a big fan of all his performances. God, it's got to be Stev in that first Source Wars. Or like fucking Crackbone in that Zombie Source Mod Todd video. Like, Crackbone in that Zombie Source Mod Todd video, that video would have fucking sucked without him. And everybody knows that. Even Stev knows that, you know? Like without Crackbone in that Zombie Source Mod Todd video, do you think that would have had 1.5 million views? Of course not. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Wolfer was like a supporting role, but yeah, just because he played he was the token black guy. Wolfer he's a guy from Georgia, so of course he kind of had like that southern accent, so of course we made him play the black guy all the time. But like, Crackbone in that video, like, without him, there's no way that video would have ever been anything. And just like, we're just filming him, like, we were directing him a little bit, but at the same time, like, we were just letting him loose. You know, did you ever work with black people? I had a couple of them in the Discord. Yeah, of course, a few of them. That's Wolfer. Cody, that's Wolfer. Remember the scene where it's me and Stev on the floor and like Wolfer's in the crane? He's like, "Get off my crane!" Kazam, bro. Yeah, he was black too, right? So there's three black people. Three black people. What other? That's another great question. Like best performance in a video. God, that's hard. That's really hard. I think I nailed it though. What about like HK Sniper in the first G-Man Squad video? Like, that's a fucking legendary. And he didn't even play Clyde at that point. Of course, Mr. Central as the engineer in Team Fortress 2 Western, but I don't know. That was just like a script, and everybody kind of like did their own part. So, but that's a great question. Who was the guy looking for chicks in Battlegrounds 2? That was some random guy that we found. Some random motherfucker. I don't know. None of us know who he is or where he came from. We found him, I think, in that mod, and then like told him like, "Hey, do you want to be in this video?" And then for some reason he cooperated for the next 2 hours. So, where's video production? That's another good question. Ooh, it's got to be one of the source mod Tods or G-Man squads. Probably G-Man Squad 8, because it was just like kind of stupid. Like we fucking filmed like these idiots in Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. So it's got to be G-Man Squad 8. Oh, suggest a G-Man video for people to watch. What would it be? God damn, that's hard too. Because there's so many. It's either got to be one of the DOSBO shit ones or one of the DJY ones. Or Civil Protection isn't Gmod. That's fucking Face Poser or whatever. So, weirdest person you had in your videos? Ooh, that's another tough one. How about the guy? So, man, somebody just reminded me the fucking guy at the end. So we made that stupid video called TF2 Get in Shape, and we're at the end. And the guy who said we had 6 medics, and HK Sniper is there, and he's like screaming the whole time. The weirdest person we had in our videos. I give it to the we had 6 medics guy, because like that made that whole entire video. He's the one that is the winner. You know. He's the winner. Because like, and then you got HK in the background, like scream the Clyde. He's in the background. We're like, ah! We have 6 medics. What the fuck? Like that guy. That guy wins. He wins. Like, man, without that video, like that video had like over 1 million views, or like over 1.5 or 2 million views, and the reason is because of that guy who screamed the "We have 6 medics" thing. And like I totally forgot about that until somebody they commented on it like 5 months, 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, the best random performance. I don't still have my Connect. Fuck you. Don't bring up that shit, Pat Rick. What, you want to go back to my college days? Fuck you. I want to go back to my college days, man. That's when it was fucking stoned all the time. We didn't give a shit about nothing. So, all right, are we done here? Is there anything else? Any movies? Any videos? Worst moment of college days? Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you this story. Okay, Diablo, I can tell you this story. So I was living in a rental house with 6 or 7 people, and 5 of them were guys, and one of them was like this junkie girl. And we all got high, and she brought along like 2 of her friends, and we drove in a straight up blizzard. And we probably all could have very easily died driving through this blizzard. And like I was getting a little nervous myself, right? You know, because we're trying to get back to our house. And I put on this Chuck Berry CD, and she did not like the fucking Chuck Berry CD at all. But the 2 guys that she brought along with me, because this is my roommate, right? The chick is in the front seat. She's my roommate. The 2 guys in the back seat, they're her friends. They did not like so she did not like the Chuck Berry shit at all. But the fucking 2 guys in the backseat were like, yeah, let's, because we're all high, right? We're all fucking stoned. And they're like, yeah, let's listen to this. And she's just No, we can't listen to this at all. And this is like a heavy fucking blizzard, right? Like we could easily get off the road and fucking die and kill ourselves. But obviously I'm a pro driver and none of us died. And we made it back home, still listening to Chuck Berry. That bitch did not get what she wanted. We still listened to like the whole fucking Chuck Berry CD against her wishes because fuck women. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And we survived the blizzard. And, like that was literally like a horrible, because I've gotten in accidents in the wintertime before. And that's my college story. Like the worst one. What else is there? There's not really any college story. I can tell you some other college stories, but like that's like worse. I don't want to talk about other college stories. I really don't. I think that's the best one that I can think of. Me and the roommate girl, we don't talk anymore, even though like we used to get like high together and stuff. But like we never fucked or anything like that, but we were kind of like close. But like, the other college stories, like I really don't want to get involved in, like I don't want to tell you them. Weirdest work related incidents. Oh, that's going to be another hard. Like I said, I'd rather probably talk more about college stories than work incidents. Weirdest work incident. God, that's going to be a hard one. Can you be more specific? Talk more about junkie girls. Isn't that like every girl? I don't know. Like I we had in my college house, we had five or six guys and one girl. And obviously like we had our girlfriends over at the time, but like she was like the junkie girl at the time who was like, I can tell you this, like the girl that was my roommate in college, like she would fucking like go to the ER for some bullshit and then like cut off like her wristband in the ER and like throw it in the trash can for all of us to see, just for us to be like, oh my God, is something wrong? But like none of us gave a fuck. We don't give a fuck that you were in the ER. I don't know how to say. I don't really want to talk about work stuff. Somebody said weirdest work related incident, and the other person said, yeah, pretty much, except me, P-Mosh, and like the people that we lived with, but she knew people in town. I don't know how to say. I don't know any good like work stories. I don't have any good work. Like you're talking at work. Like I can tell you stories about coworkers outside of work, but like I can't tell you like stories at work because obviously you're supposed to fucking put on a straight face at work. You know what I mean? Like what's a good work story? Like none of them. Did I like? No, I didn't like being on Daniel's video. Like nobody recognized me. That's why I had to upload it on my channel. But like I don't have any like good work stories. Come on, you're going to have to give me like a long time to think of good work stories because I don't have any because it's fucking work. It's fucking work. How many good work stories do you have? Can you tell me a good work story? When was the last time? I've never like in real life, nobody's ever referenced my videos organically. Like I can tell you stories about people referencing Counter-Strike for Kids in real life. Biggest mistake you made in your Gmod, not making more Gmod videos. That's not me personally, Pat Rick. Biggest mistake I made in my Gmod career. Not making them anymore. That's a pretty fucking obvious question. So, oh God, come on. That bothers me that I can't think of like a bad or good work story. Because it's not like I ever like went in the back room with one of my coworkers and she sucked my dick, Like that never happened. I mean, that's happened outside of work, but not in work. I don't know. Like, come on. You got to be more specific with the work stories. God, what's a good story that I can tell you? I don't know. Do you want to hear like a really raunchy college story? Like, I don't know. But I don't want to admit it. I don't want to admit this shit. I don't want to tell you stories about college. No, I'm not doing it. But anyways, I think that's it. Yeah, no, it's not awkward. It's just why would I admit that on stream? to fucking 14, 200 people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fucking do that. God, that G-Man, I don't know if you guys remember me saying this. That G-Man Squad 1 commentary, I go on the insights, and over 150 people are people from this area. Yeah, you say who cares, but you got to be more specific. Like, what specifically do you want? Like a sex story? Do you want like a party story? Do you want like a driving story? Like, do you want like a cop story? Like, what the fuck do you want? So, I don't know. I think we'll end it there. College, it was like pointless, but at least it was fun. I mean, that's pretty much the point of college, is to just, I want to hear this fucking guy wants to hear my favorite story. Yeah, that's real specific. Let's hear my favorite story. Yeah, about fucking what? Have I killed a man? Just Crackbone. I killed Crackbone. Yeah, we'll be more specific, Diablo. You fucking. What about a woman? Did I kill a woman? No. I'm not fucking. What's that guy's name? I don't know. Come on, you got to be more. If you want a story, you got to be really specific. Otherwise, I'm not going to fucking tell you about like what. God, it's so, man. I have so many stories from 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, goddamn. I never met Crackbone. Worst toilet story? Yeah, that's a real good question. Like, your worst diarrhea? Who the fuck cares? You probably have the worst diarrhea of your life every day, Pat Rick, because you ask such fucking stupid goddamn questions. It was HK. So the guys... I'm tired. I was in a drunk tank one time for marijuana possession. HK Sniper, who was in who else was in there? We had Confused Wisdom, Stev, Mr. Sensual, Nowhere, HK Sniper. Who am I missing? Somebody else. I think that nails it. Am I missing anybody else? Cody, am I missing anybody else? Cody, Stev, Mr. Sensual, Nowhere, HK Sniper, Confused Wisdom. Boris didn't show up because he was being a fucking weirdo. Metal Lizard. Yep, and I think that's it. Metal Lizard, yeah. Back when he still looked like fucking, like a Koopa Troopa or something like that. Come on, you guys got to have better questions than this, dude. I'm just a fucking 30-some-year-old man. All I got are my memories. Like, if you're going to ask me about college, like, get more specific, man. Like, what do you want to ask me? Like, sex stories? What do you want to ask me? Like, fucking party stories? Like, craziest place you went to while high. That's a good story. Ooh. God, my answer's so lame. Like, I don't even want to answer that question, Arian. My answer is so lame. Craziest place I went to while high. It was a Tigers game. My brother had just broken up with his ex-girlfriend, and I had a free ticket. So I got loaded on fucking drugs, and we went on to like a rooftop like bar in Detroit, and then started to get drunk there. And then we went to the ballpark, and I got even more drunk. And by the time the game was over, like, I had like such a buzzkill. So that's pretty much the best story that I have. So, you know, without him breaking up with his girlfriend at the time, I would have never got to experience that game in Detroit, right? So I was just there to get fucking high and drunk and have a good time, pretty much. Craziest black person story. Oh, it's a very recent one, Pat Rick. So I just went to a Tigers game this year, and I wasn't like getting crazy drunk and high or anything like that because I'm older now, right? Like, I'm more mature. There's a fucking guy in front of a pizza place. He had a pair of Jordans in one hand and a bag of mushrooms in the other, and he was trying to sell it to anybody that would fucking take it on the street corner. And of course, everybody thought that was fucking crazy, right? So that is my craziest black person story, you right? You got two choices. You can either buy the pair of Jordans or the fucking bag of mushrooms. And of course, you have all these fucking beggars out because there's a game going on. And of course, you have people begging for change and begging you to buy their pair of Jordans or their bag of mushrooms. And, you know, it wasn't just like, it wasn't multiple pair of shoes. It was just one pair of shoes. Like, he didn't even say, like, what? Yeah, I buy them totally because he was a very trustworthy person. I'm tired, right? Like, so. Gayest moment in your YouTube career after, like, the gayest moment in your YouTube career after, like, the machinima stuff died and I went to college. Like, I just made these stupid videos, and obviously that's the gayest moment. But best drug experience. That's not something I want to tell you. It'd be inappropriate. Obviously, I have a history of that in my mid-20s, and I mean, you're just gonna have to ask me that in private. Like, I'm not gonna say it in public. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't care if the video's tripping, but somebody just asked me, like, what's my favorite, like, drug experience? Like, no, I'm not gonna tell you that. Yeah, probably because you asked me about my favorite drug experience. That's why the video tripped out. My internet's terrible. Yeah, your ex cheated on you. What advice do you have? Leave her. Wait, you already did though, so I don't. What the fuck? Find a new girl? Like, this is the dumbest question I've ever read in my life, and we've had a lot of dumb questions on this stream. What advice do you have? Yeah, I'm gay for Trabuco 9, and I'm waiting to gay marry him when I'm 40. That's what I'm gonna do. So, I hope you're ready for the gay marriage. So, I don't know what tripped out, but anyways, any last minute questions? I don't know. I got to go to bed, man. I got to go to work tomorrow. So, what do you want to ask? It's over in like 5-10 minutes. Once we hit that 2-hour mark, it's over. Anybody else? Well, what a question, a good question. Anybody else drinking a beer or anything like that? Anybody? You want to have a virtual shot or a virtual beer with Xanatos? Is that what we want? Do we want a shot? A beer? Yeah. Do you have one, Diablo? Like, do you have one there? Hold on, I gotta find a chaser for it because I'm not gonna fucking drink this straight. It's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, how about this? How about that guy? Yeah, there's a good chaser. I'm not answering what my occupation is. Why would I do that? I don't care about the G-Man questions. I wish I had more. Too early for beer. We're not talking about beer. We're talking about liquor. Like, who wants to have a virtual shot with your boy? Is that? I don't know. Do you want to have a virtual shot or not? Like, come on. This is the end of the stream. Since you guys have shitty questions, we're just going to resort to fucking drinking. I don't drink gin. I drink whiskey. I tried getting sober for like 3-4 months. You can imagine how well that happened. I fell off heavy. I don't care, dude. I'm 33 years old. That shit happened 10 years ago. I don't give a fuck. Who's this guy? Hildebrand's Lied. Hildebrand's Lied. You fell off heavy. Yeah. Well, why don't you fucking answer or give me like a good question? You know? Anyways. Who wants a shot? Let's do it. I just have to find some way to fucking... Oh, what do we got here? We got this right here. I'm full of heavy. Like, I give a fuck, man. I hit my peak like 10 years ago. Why would I give a shit? Favorite whiskey? I don't know. Do you want me to pick like the expensive kind of whiskey or like the cheap kind of whiskey? B1 vitamin? I think you mean B2 vitamin. What's your BMI? I weigh 160 pounds. How fat are you? You probably weigh like 260 pounds. Knowing you, because you're on this fucking stream. All right, gentlemen. Who's got a shot ready? Tell me when you're ready. Let's have a drink. My BMI. I don't know what the fuck my BMI is. I weigh 160 pounds. That's all I know. Thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's like a shitty fucking movie. Expensive whiskey. It's got to be like Jack Daniels or Gentleman's Jack. I don't really care for anything else. Like, I like the fucking kind of like the fucking the kind of like kick that Jack Daniels has or Gentleman's Jack has. Like, I don't really fucking care about like the other expensive whiskeys. I think they're a waste of time. Like, if you want to get something fancy, because I don't know, that's when I grew up when I was like 18, 19 years old. So I don't know. I'm using a chaser because I don't give a fuck. I'd rather get the whiskey down. So, all right, cheers, gentlemen. I got another one ready. So, get some blow. Yeah, be a fucking nigger and get some blow. That's a great idea. Yeah, if you want to be a fucking nigger, get some cocaine. That sounds like a great idea. Sorry. That's a fucking nigger, like, rich guy, stupid drug. Blow. Yeah, have fun with that. Have fun. Yeah, have fun. Yeah, go get your... Yeah, fucking, what is it? Well, how much is it for a gram? Fucking $100? It's, what is it? $100 for a gram? Yeah, if you're fucking dumb enough to fucking buy that, you're a fucking nigger. I'm sorry. I thought I wasn't going to bring up the N-word, but apparently we did. But somebody brought up cocaine, so that's when, if you bring up cocaine, then you're getting called the N-word. I'm sorry. You're getting called the N-word. Now we know what... I don't want to mention my occupation because it's a fucking bunch of random retards on YouTube. Why would I bring up my fucking occupation to a bunch of fucking random retards asking me like, what do you think about blow, Xanatos? What do you think about drugs? And why would I bring up my occupation to you? Like, go ahead. Contact my employer. Get me fired. I don't give a fuck. Do it. Please. You'd be doing me a goddamn favor. I can find another job fucking tomorrow. All right. Who wants another shot? Are we ready for shot 2, people? Are we ready for shot 2, people? We can tell you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pat Rick, I'm not the first one. I can tell you this about my job. I'm not the first one that used it. I'm not the first one that used the N-word at my job, so I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Are we doing another shot, gentlemen? We got plenty more to do. How many? Shot for shot with all the fucking people in the chat? Let's go. And I hope you guys call my company because I would happily take another job. It's pretty easy to find another job in this day and age, you know. Like, there's a lot of places that are hiring, so if you think you're fucking threatening me, you gotta find a new job. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. All right, here we go. Shot number 2. Are we ready, gentlemen? Let's all get drunk together. This is like that first Tom Green live stream where he used to do this with like Norm Macdonald and stuff like that. But now you get to do it with Xanatos when he's 33 years old. All right, shot number 2. Let's go. All right. Are we going to do shot number 3? I still got like most of a pint here. I got like half a pint here, so. Someone make a why? This is not like good audio. I do work tomorrow, but I don't give a fuck. I had a bad week at work, so I don't really get fucked. And I hope I get fired. It's not going to be hard for me to find a new job, man. I got a college degree. I'm not a fucking dumb fuck. I'm not one of you guys. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean that last part. I love you guys. I think you're all just as smart as me. You're all the best, man. I love you guys for being here. But no, I mean, these people that are giving me a hard time about like, oh, you said the N-word, you're going to get fired. I'm going to tell your job. Like, hey, guess what? Fuck you. You're a nigger. So let's go. How about another one? I don't care, man. I really don't. Like, I'm literally at the point where, okay, so, do you want to hear a story time? I met this girl from Pennsylvania, And I thought she was going to be like the one, but she clearly like knows somebody in this town and kind of was like lying to me a little bit. So clearly that's not happening. And she was being kind of facetious. And we were texting for a while. We met like 2 or 3 times. And after that, like it clearly wasn't happening. So I'm a little bummed about that because I don't know about you guys. I don't know where you're from or what you guys do, but like if you meet a girl from out of town, that immediately is like, wow, like I already like you more than the average girl because you're not from around here, right? And clearly she was kind of like a fucking weirdo who like moved in here with her stepdad and clearly like knew somebody around here. So I fucking texted her some shit like because we met in front of the library and we were like just 2 or 3 times we sat in front of like the library on this bench and like talked and like exchanged numbers and we're like being real good friends with each other. And then we got to this point where like I wanted to like go out with her somewhere and for whatever reason she kind of got cold feet about that. So I sent her like a really like bitchy text and I told her like, hey, you know what, kind of like, what the fuck did I do? I hope you have fun sitting in front of the library by yourself because she claims she takes the fucking bus to go everywhere, even though that's like a fucking lie. Like she probably has some fucking guy or girl or her stepdad that she knows. And the second I sent that bitchy text, she blocked my number. So I guess I'm not going out with Pennsylvania girl. I don't think if she blocked my number, I don't think we're going to be going out on a date anytime soon. So, but like here, I guess my advice is, I don't know. I can't say this for like every example, but you got to try and go out with girls that are from your area or like your surrounding area. You don't want to go out with somebody who has no idea about the place you live. Honestly, I think she was playing stupid. Like she was kind of like fucking lying about the whole thing. Like acted like, oh, I don't know anything about this area. But like, I think the reality is she knew. And she lied about it. So I think I dodged a bullet there. But like, I don't know, man. I guess, I don't know. You have people tell me all the time, like, yeah, Wes, this man's spitting. I don't know. We have people telling me all the time, like, oh, you got to meet a person in church. And it's like, what fucking church am I going to find a girl? Like, fuck, you got a list of churches where that's going to fucking happen? I don't think so. It's just some fucking bullshit that they say to try to make you feel better. So, anyways, are we, who's got beer? Who's got liquor? Are we doing another shot? Do another shot with Xanthos here. Are we ready? Are we ready in 10 seconds? Yeah, you can find a woman in the Church of Scientology. All right, are we doing another shot of, all right. Tinder sucks. Who said Tinder? Tinder sucks. I'm sorry. You want to hook up with a fat girl who's fucking ugly? Why don't you go on Tinder? And to avoid the fact that that's fucking happening, like, let's take another shot. All right, everybody, shot now. Let's do another shot. I got, like, enough for, like, 3 or 4. I got to work tomorrow, so you guys better be drinking with me. All right, get help, he says. What the fuck, man? We're just drinking. This is sad, bro. I mean, dude, is this sad or are we just having fun? Like, how many times have you fucking shown up to work tired or in bad shape? How many times? How many times? You're here and not having fun? I think this is fun. I don't care. Come on. Let's just drink. Best Scott Halls, Cody. Yeah, these fucking people that fucking complain. Dude, it's a goddamn Thursday. It's not like it's a fucking Monday night. I'm tired. Let's do one more. I'm tired. Yeah. Everybody that's complaining about me taking shots, like, are you fucking, what are you, 12? Well, you can't handle it because, I just smoke weed all the time. I'm a fucking stoner. I just gotta smoke my weed. Like, fuck yourself, man. Weed's for fucking losers. So, all right. I'm not killing myself, man. I'm just drinking on a stream. Like, I can handle it. I'm over 30 years old. Cody, what else? I can't say rock bottom. I can't say like the stunner. Maybe like the tombstone pile driver, Cody. Like that's about it. So, anyways, let's have another shot, gentlemen. Let's do it. I love you guys. I don't give a. The reason I'm doing this is because I fucking can't stand the people that are complaining about it. So fuck you. Here we go. Cheers. I hope you all have a good one. Here you go. What are your thoughts on Slave? That's a stupid question. The Bronco Buster from X-Pac? X-Pac sucks, dude. X-Pac blows. Bronco Buster. What the fuck kind of question is that? Oh, yeah, the Bronco Buster. X-Pac. You're going to complain about me, like, drinking alcohol, but, like, X-Pac did, like, a bunch of fucking meth? Play any cool games lately? No. Like honestly, like at the beginning of this year, like all I did was play Seven Co-op and CS:GO. Like I never really branched out from that, you know. Anybody else want to drink? I still got like part of a pint there, so let's do it. Yeah, come on. Yeah, let the man drink. I mean, come on. Played Days Gone, CS2. Afraid. These are all questions that I like. All I have to answer is like no, no, no. Is there a movie you guys want to talk about besides like Oppenheimer or some fucking gay shit? Like, or like something you want to talk about? Like a video game? Like, ever been outside? Yeah, no, I've never been outside I've never been outside. I've been stuck in my apartment for 40 years. Cody, you gotta help me. Yeah, Meet the Spartans. That's like one of the best movies of the last 15 years. And if you guys haven't watched that, you guys gotta watch that. And like, oh, please, I've been stuck in my apartment. Help me. Green Mile. Yeah. That's a Tom Hanks movie. No, that's an Eminem movie, right? Because Eminem grew up in the Green Mile in Detroit, Michigan, right? Eminem is like the greatest filmmaker of all time. And he grew up on the Green Mile in Detroit. And obviously you guys have to like go and follow him because he's like one of the fucking greatest people ever. So, all right. Oh man, I'm tired. Can you tell me about The Sopranos because I've never watched it? Is there like a certain season that is better than the others? Because I have never. I'm sorry, man. Like I'm more of a movie guy than a TV show guy. Is there a season of Sopranos that I need to watch? Like the first one or the second one? You know, I've never watched it, so. I've heard like good things and bad things about it, so that's why I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, you know. So you got to tell me like what's American Gangster's pretty good, but like not like something you want to prop up as like the best ever. You know, you don't want to do that. American Gangster is just kind of that was like a thing. How old is that? Like 10 years ago? Like, you know, I don't know. All right. Who's got liquor? Who's got beer? Are we doing another drink? Let's do it. I got a chaser. Don't make fun of me for being gay, but I got a chaser. All right. It's Thursday. I don't know. If you're college kids, this should be pretty much normal for you. But if you're me, I don't know. It's every day. All right. We got more? All right. Here we go. 12 Angry Men is a great movie. At 2 p.m. on Friday. Where are you from, Gun Bajif Whore? Where are you from? 2 p.m. on a Friday? Where are you from? Like fucking Russia? Where are you from? Fucking Poland? How? Oh my God, you live in Japan. Is this illegal for you? Are you gonna get like in trouble for this? Anyways, cheers. You're American, but yeah. So here we go. Everybody, cheers. Everybody, keep drinking. I gotta work tomorrow, so you better be fucking drinking with me. And I hope that fucking person that said they're gonna fucking call their company on me does it, because I don't want to work there anymore. So please do it. I hope you do. All right, come on. What else do you want to ask? Thoughts on, I don't know, Futa? Dude, I'm old. I don't know what Futa is. Ask me a question about a movie or a source mod or a video game or politics or something. Ask me about something. So, no, I don't know what Futa is. I'm not 35. I'm younger than that. I'm not 35. Come on, LOL. Oh, come on. You gotta fucking know this. Like, fuck you, you fucking faggot. You know, the Fistful of Frag Source Mod Todd was just supposed to be like whoever we could get at that time, because most of those videos were like made in like 3 or 4 days. Thoughts on Hitler? No. No thoughts. I'm not going there. You got a fucking username in 1995? Is that when you were born? I don't want to search what Futa is. Give me something better to talk about. Silent Rob? I don't know any of these fucking people. Who the fuck is Silent Rob? Thoughts on Nelson Mandela? I don't care. Were the jokes improvised in Fistful of Frags? Of course they were. I mean, obviously, like, maybe we planned a few things, but ever got into a car crash? Like 2 or 3? Yes. Thoughts on Epstein? He's a fucking Jew. That's all. Fuck you, Pat Rick. All right. Does anybody else got a shot? Let's do another shot. Anybody else got another shot? Come on, let's do another shot. Who's got a shot? I'm sick of these questions. Like, let's do more cheap liquor. Thoughts on Gucci Mane? He's a rapper. All right. Yeah, Pat Rick, you're a fucking liar. Pat Rick probably has never had a fucking shot. Have I ever golfed with a Jew? No, but I've been friends with a few Jews. Have you ever golfed? Why would I? I've never golfed in like my life, to be honest. I've never golfed with anybody. So why would you say like golfed with a Jew? Like, I've never golfed with a Jew. Like, that's a weird fucking question, you know? So, all right. Who's got liquor? Who's got liquor? Thoughts? Shut the fuck up with these stupid questions. Why did I stop playing? I am 33 years old. That's why, you fucking dumb fuck. All right. Who's got a shot? Are we ready for a shot? This is like Norm Macdonald on Tom Green Live. All right. Here we go. Are we ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck your favorite zombie movie. I don't want to play video games at 33, Pat Rick. The hose that I probably am going to attract, I'm going to have to pay for. Did you hear my story about the girl from Pennsylvania that I met? Mark, did you hear that story? I met a girl from Pennsylvania. And it didn't end well because I fucking complained about it. And she fucking, like, literally blocked my number. So, if you want to ask me where the hoes are, you better tell me, man, because I can't find them. Like, you know, I'm not really big on, like, meeting a girl at the bar or anything like that. Like, I'd rather meet a girl somewhere else. I watch sports because I used to work in sports. So, that's why. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why Trabuco9 follows me when he says shit like that. Like, he probably juggles balls like himself, and that's why he comments something like that, because I would never, like, think of a comment like that, you know? No, I've never met any cheerleaders working sports, but, like, you will meet girls that like work behind the scenes, right? Like, you're not going to meet the girls that are, like, on the field or on the court, right? But you will meet the girls that are working in the fucking office, and those are the ones that you have to target. I don't know if any of you guys work in colleges or anything like that, but that's my tip for you. Um, those are the ones that you need to target. You don't want to target the ones that are, like, on the fucking sidelines, because they just want to fucking fuck the black guy who plays fucking center or whatever the fuck, you know. But if you meet somebody that's, like, working in the office in, like, a computer job, you have, like, a 10 times better chance than the ones there. That's my advice. So, especially if you're, like, not super far from their age, right? Like, it's got to be somebody in their age bracket. So, I'm getting all kinds of weird questions tonight, so I just want to, like, fucking quit this, like, right now. It's like 2 hours now. So, hold on. Who's here that wants to take another shot? Because fuck all you faggots that can't even fucking drink. Like, hold on. I don't even want to read any of your fucking bullshit that you're saying. Like, does anybody want to drink again? Yeah. Pat Rick, you're a fucking liar. You're just being like one of these fucking faggots that don't drink shit. I don't know if any. Yeah. Want a shot? Shot? Let's do it. Shot. I got, like, a little bit of my pint left. Let's go. I don't care what you drink as long as it's like a legitimate shot, okay? Or a big hit of beer. That's all that matters. I'll go fucking all night if I have to. I hate my fucking job, man. People are asking me, like, where the fuck I work and shit like that. Okay. Well, you guys ready? Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're all drunk. Here we go. Sorry, I need a tracer. I'm plastered? Yeah, I don't care. Pour it on my phone. Okay, thanks. What do you want to talk about now? Let's talk about movies. There's no movies to, like, really talk about, though. That's a problem. Ask about like the old machinima videos we did. Like, I will tell you whatever you want. Like, you know. Ask about anything. Like, I don't care. Thoughts on modern Hollywood? Wow. Great question, dude. Thoughts on modern Hollywood? Wow. That's like such a good question. Guess what? It sucks. It sucks. Wow. Great question, dude. You're a fucking retard. Duh. What's the thoughts on modern movies? Are they good? Guess what? No. Machinima was good to work with them in the first half of things, and then after like things changed, it became a pain in the ass, and we got so many like emails complaining about us, and it was like a complicated relationship, and that is exactly why we like went our separate ways. And it's like it had nothing to do with the money or anything like that. Like we were just like, fuck you. Like, we don't care. Top three, top three Tarantino films. Pulp Fiction, number 1. Reservoir Dogs, number 2. Django Unchained, number 3. Although Django Unchained had like its serious problems, right? Like Django had these issues where like, you know, you had that great shootout at the end of the movie. And after that, it was like the movie went on for another 40 minutes, and that was totally unnecessary. So that's why, like, you know, if the Django Unchained ended at the end of that big shootout at the fucking house, like, that would be like one of the best films ever. But like, he decided to go on for another fucking 30 minutes, and that's exactly why like it fucking like just sucked, you know. So I don't know. It's like kind of like a biased opinion, and kind of like an opinion that just was like, but I think it's the truth, you know. You know, Kill Bill was kind of good too, but like, I, I don't know. What other opinions do you have? Like, it's like Pulp Fiction is clearly like one of his best films of all time, but then like Reservoir Dogs is like a clear second, right? So like, what do you put for the third? Is it Jackie Brown? Is it Django Unchained? Is it fucking what the fuck's that one movie called? Whatever that new one he did was, but like, what do you do? Like, I really don't like Quentin Tarantino. He fucking does all these interviews where he sounds like a fucking idiot, right? Like, oh, like, oh, I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I married this girl from Israel. It's like nobody gives a fucking shit that you fucking married some girl from fucking Israel, and that you are super fucking annoying in interviews. So it's like, how is that an argument at all? You know? So it's fucking retarded, you know? Like, oh, I'm Quentin Tarantino. I'm the fucking master of all time. And it's like, Oh, I made Pulp Fiction. I made Reservoir Dogs. You know, like, go fuck yourself. Like, you're a fucking retard. I don't care that you grew up in Los Angeles. I don't care about any of that fucking shit. It's fucking garbage. What are people saying in the chat? I can't see you. But I still hate, I hate you. Can one of you guys find me a girlfriend? I can't fucking see what you guys are fucking telling me. No, Quentin Tarantino sucks. It's obvious. Like, come on, man. He fucking sucks. Yeah, you're gonna tell me Dawn of the Dead was good or whatever the fuck that shit is. It fucking sucks. All right, one last shot. One last shot. What do you guys want? Wasted. I have practice, unlike you. Like, you probably can. Fuck. One last shot. Like, what do you got? Is anybody here gonna do it, or are you gonna be a fucking bunch of bitches? Pat Rick, I'm at home. I am at home. So I can. All right, this guy has more scotch. I love this guy. You guys better find something, because come on, man. Like, come on, let's have a drink. Thank you for that. I'm glad that you are going to drive me to nowhere. You're going to drive me to nowhere. So good for you. Thoughts on Akira? Yeah, the fucking stupidest. Like, I'm going to about to block you. I'm tired is ready? Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm ready too. I'm ready. You ready for a shot? Yeah. Yeah, we're the fucking pros here, unlike you. I'm ready. Are we going? Okay, I'm ready. Cheers. Cheers, man. Mm. 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 Of course. Mm.
Mm. Mm. Hell yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, a little bit. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I had practice. I don't like how you guys are like, what? Ah, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. I've had practice. I had practice. Oh, fuck you. Somebody said, Cody, no, I'm good. I'm good. You guys don't like fucking trust me enough, you know? You guys, like, man, I've had practice. You're like, you're all fucking retards, you know? Fuck you, Pat Rick. I'll say either. Dude, I'm fine. Have you seen me puke? Like, literally, I've had practice. Yeah, somebody said I'm good at it, man. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'll fucking get another beer right now. I think I got one in my fucking fridge. So. Yeah, but I puked on a stream like fucking 10 years ago, so fuck you, the fucking retard that said that. You know? Oh, yeah. I puked on a stream. Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Yeah, like, come on, man. I fucking just drank a pint. Like, go fuck yourself. What do you guys want? I'm about to fucking get more. Fuck you, you fucking retards. I'm better than you. You got to stream tomorrow? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna breathe tomorrow. Fuck you. I'm not a Twitch streamer at all, so I don't know why the fuck you're talking about that. Smooth sand. Drink some water. Small French for me. I guess this fucking is. Be nice. All right. What do I say to this? What do I do? Yep, I get pineapple on pizza. Yeah. What do you think of us? I don't know. About what I expected. That's what I think. It's about what I expected. Yeah. But I think this is over. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. Yeah. It's nice to talk to you all. It's fucking a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, whatever. Just do what you gotta do. I don't want to do that shit. Have yeah, but where do you live? Oh, the one person said Illinois, Alaska. Yeah, it's real easy to come to Alaska, dude. All right. Well, I'm sorry about all this shit. Like, I got a fucking total bunch of problems with my job, and I love all you guys, and I really appreciate all you guys for being here. But like, man, there's some fucking problems going on here. So I really am happy for all you guys that have been here, and I don't want to fucking take away for what you did while you were been here. So let's just talk about this later, and I appreciate this, and thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later, okay? So thank you guys, man. It's been I can't even fucking turn